Hey everyone, it's Daniel Brother Barbarous. I've decided to make an entirely new set of videos. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with a prerequisites video where we're going to download the software, the ISO files that we need, and everything that we're going to need to build our MDT environment. We're going to be creating a domain controller, a network gateway to allow our machines to access the internet, a file server to store our applications, and then of course our MDT server that contains WSS so that when our images go out, they're up to date. Okay. Now, last time I had a machine that was a Z-Beast. It had 32 gigs of RAM. It was an older machine. It has unfortunately died, and I had to order a new machine. This is my HP Omen, which I've named Damien. It has a little bit more power and 64 gigs of RAM. I will still suggest from 16 to 32 gigs or more of RAM if you're going to do these labs. If you're going to do 16 gigs, my suggestion is when I tell you how much RAM to allocate to a virtual machine, let's say that I have the domain controller and I tell you to allocate 2 gigs, the minimum required for a Windows Server 2022 machine with desktop environment is 800 megabytes. So you can still get by with 1 gig of RAM on those. It'll be a little bit slower, but you should be fine. So if I say domain controller, allocate 2 gigs, you can allocate 1 gig if you have 16 gigs of RAM. You can also do that with your file server, your gateway. When we get to the MDT server, now I'm going to allocate 8 gigabytes of RAM to our MDT server. You can probably get by with 6 gigs, and you should be fine with that. Okay. Um, as always, 500 gigs of free space is probably the minimum you're going to want to do for this. NVMe or SSD drive. Any spindle drives are going to be extremely slow for this environment, and I wouldn't suggest it. So what we're going to do in this video, this is going to be our prereqs. We're going to download all of our prereqs first, okay? And what I've done is I've taken my prereqs folder that I had on the desktop, I've reorganized it and taken out all of the ISO files, the MSIs, the EXEs, and what I've done is I've zipped that up, placed it on my OneDrive, and we're going to download that first, and we're going to build it together. So you'll see it's MDT underscore lab. Okay. Download. Save as on the desktop. There we go. Okay. And now what we'll do is we're going to download 2 tools. We're going to go to 7-zip.org, go to the left-hand side, click download. We're going to download the executable of the 64-bit version. I'm going to save that to the desktop because we're going to be using this again. Okay. Notepad++. Okay. We're going to go to notepad-plus-plus.org/downloads. We're going to go to the top download. As of this video, it's 8.4.6. We're going to click on the installer here at the top. Save as. Save that also on the desktop. Okay. Good. You can close this, and I'll close that. So you'll install 7-zip first, then you'll install Notepad++. Once those are installed, your 7-zip lab, you can shift right click that in Windows 11 or just right click it in Windows 10. Extract here, and there's our prereqs folder. Okay, we can shift delete this, open up our prereqs, open up the tools folder, our deploy 7-zip. I'm going to cut and paste that because we're going to use it in our deployments. Go to deploy again, go down to notepad pp, cut, and paste. Now, if you open up Notepad++, what I would suggest to do is right-click Run as Administrator, go to Settings, Preferences. I like to do dark mode, so you can click and enable dark mode. Under File Association, click on Notepad, and what you can do is you can INI and TXT files. I like to make sure they open up in Notepad++ automatically. Go to Backup and uncheck these two boxes. Okay, you can click Close, and we're all set there. Open up our prereqs folder. We're going to move this over a little bit. Go to our Notes folder and open up our prereqs.txt. Okay. Oop, sorry. Move that over. There we go. And the first thing we're going to get is MDT. So, copy. You'll see our MDT folder here. This first one. So we're going to copy that, paste, and this will go to our 8456. Click download. We're going to choose the 64-bit version. Click next. Save as. And you can save it right in the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit folder. Yes. Okay, that's done. Now in our extras folder, I'm just going to show you what's in here since we already have it set up. In our scripts, custom, you'll see our action cleanup before sysprep. Now you'll remember this from our deployment bunny cleanup, right? So deployment bunny had this nice cleanup script, and I put that in our custom scripts folder. Our cleanup, all this does is it cleans up the software distribution folder, and we're going to run that before this one. Okay. Fix sysprep for our Windows 11. Remove built-in applications from Windows 10 and Windows 11, and provisioned applications from Windows 10 and Windows 11. And you can go into these, and if you don't want to remove certain apps, you can do that too. Server services, I'll show you this. All this does is set certain services. If you remember from my last video, I set these at the command prompt. We're going to just set those with a PowerShell. Okay. Same thing in our deployment share. We have our extras folders. I don't think there's anything in there. That's fine. Okay. So these are all set. Now we're going to grab the KB update for Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. If you go here and copy the link, you'll see what it says. Windows 10 deployments fail with Microsoft Deployment Toolkit on computers with BIOS type firmware. Now I placed the direct link to the KB here, but you can go down the page and you'll see download this update now. I'm going to click on that, save as, go to our KB update, save, minimize this, go to the update, shift, right click, and extract here. And you'll see our x64 and x86, shift, delete that, we won't be needing it. Okay, so that's good. Now, rules per task sequence. I showed you this in the last video, but what we're going to do is we're going to be editing our deploywiz select ts file to allow us to change things per task sequence. And this shows you exactly how to do that. Okay, so that when we go to our deployment, we can say, hey, I want to deploy certain software with certain deployments. And it's a nice little thing to be able to do for, let's say, server. We're going to deploy certain software, and our clients, we're going to deploy certain software. So that's really nice to have. And so I've already edited those files for you. BitLocker fix. You'll remember also, I said with Windows or Server 2019, Windows 10, Windows 11, you can enable BitLocker just fine. But when it gets to 2022, there's a problem where it's waiting for activation, and that's fine. We're going to fix that. And what it is this user here, Clang89, he showed that all you have to do is comment out these lines in the ZTI BDE folder or file. So we've done that. I placed that here for you guys. All right. Now, background for our MDT. I've made a custom background for you guys. We're going to copy this image. Okay. We're going to open up MS Paint. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to make sure I crop this and save as bitmap. We're going to save it here. We'll just call it background.bmp and done. Okay. That's all we need to do for that. That's our custom background. And if you'd like to make your own custom background, I made this 1024 by 768 resolution, and you can do the same. BG info, background info. It's the same thing I have on my desktop here. Okay, we're going to do that. If you saw my last videos, you'll know how that works. So I'm going to copy this link, paste. 4.32, download BG info, save as. I'm going to save this on my desktop for right now, and I'll show you why. We're going to be moving or copying these to a few locations. So I'm going to shift, right click, extract here. Okay, I'm going to delete the EULA and the BG info. And then what I'll do is, you'll see I have the 32 and 64-bit versions here, right? You'll remember in our update, it shows these DLLs. Well, that's also where it stores the old version of BG info in MDT. So we're going to update the version in MDT. Paste. I'm going to go to the 64-bit and I'm going to copy this. Okay. And we're going to be going to prereqs. We're going to be going to tools, deploy. We're going to go to BG info serve. I'm going to paste that there. I'm going to also go to BG info workstation and paste that there. Okay. And now we're done with BG info. Okay. So that's that. Our rules, we have our capture rules, right? And these are in our Microsoft Deployment Toolkit rules, and we'll go through these in a little bit when we're deploying our machines. Okay. Now, operating systems. We're going to want Windows 10, Windows 11, and these are the newest versions, 22H2. Now, with Windows 10, there's one little thing we need to do. You're going to copy and paste this, okay? But we don't want any of these because this is not the ISO that we want, okay? And now this one here is the tool that allows you to download it. I'm going to show you how to get the ISO directly. And all we're going to do is tell the browser that we're using something like an iPad, okay? So click on settings in the upper right hand corner, the three dots, okay? And more tools, click on developer tools, okay? Now down here at the bottom, you'll see network conditions. Click on that. Where it says user agent, uncheck the use browser default, and I'm going to click on Chrome iPad. I'm going to click over here. I'm going to shift F5. It'll refresh the browser, and you'll see now I can get the ISO for 22H2, multi-edition ISO. Okay, click confirm, choose your language, click confirm, 64-bit download, save as, prereqs, operating systems, Windows 10, and save. Now for Windows 11, it allows you to download that ISO directly. So we can close this here, go to Windows 11, down here where it says disk ISO, same thing, multi-edition, click download, choose your language, confirm. And this should only be a 64-bit version. There's no 32-bit version for Windows 11. So save as, operating system, Windows 11, and save. And now the last thing we're going to do is get the 2022 server evaluation. And of course, don't worry, we're going to be changing that to a non-evaluation version. Click on the 64-bit ISO edition. Give that a few moments. There we go. Save as, operating system, Windows Server 2022, and save. And while we're here, we're going to go to catalog.update.microsoft.com, and we're going to go, and now tomorrow's Microsoft Patch Tuesday, but we know that there may be updates. So what you can do is you can say Windows Server 2022 update history. Okay, and you'll see this one here from Microsoft. Click on that, and you'll see the left-hand side. Okay, you'll see the newest update. Now, as of this video, this is the newest update. Tomorrow, which is the second Tuesday of the month, is Microsoft Patch Tuesday. You'll see another one tomorrow here. Okay, so while I'm at it, I'm just going to download the newest one. So in the catalog.update.microsoft.com, I'm going to paste that KB number. Click search, and here we go. So you'll look, you'll say, okay, which one is which? Well, Server 2022 is 21H2. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this, download, and save link as. I'm going to place that in the Server 2022 folder, along with the operating system. But I'm also going to do a search 2022-10, which is, as you can see, it shows that over here. And I'm going to say .NET and server, and I'm going to say 21H2, just like that, okay? Click search, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the newest version that just says 4.8, and we're going to download that as well, okay? Save as, and I'm going to place that in the same folder, okay? You don't want this one here that says 4.8.1, just grab this one here, okay? You're good. Let's wait for those all to download. So far, server's downloaded, our updates are downloaded. Those are almost there. Okay, so give that a few moments. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you our KMS. So if you just do it, search for KMS keys in Google, you'll see Key Management Services, KMS Client Activation, and Product Keys. Okay, which is the link I placed here. All right. So the newest KMS key for Windows 11 and Windows 10 Pro are down here. You can see, and I've copied those to this area. And the Server 2022 and Server 2022 Data Center, those are there. Okay, and I've copied and pasted those there for you, so you should be good to go. Our scripts, I already went through those. We have a bits to the foreground, check services, which we'll be installing after we install all of our WSUS, our SQL, and everything on our MDT server. Clean up the fix sysprep, which, if you look here, there was a problem with sysprep on Windows 11, and this gentleman here, Jonathan Conway, gave us a fix for that. So I've placed that script in our deployment. Let's empty this recycle bin here. Hide bat VBS, which if you watch my previous video, what I've done is I've wrapped an install batch file with hide bat VBS, and it hides all batch file windows, so you can run your batch files through this VB script. It's one line, and all it does is it allows us to run all of our batch files through a VB script that has a 0 size for its window. All right, good stuff there. And LA service, what we're going to do is once we get into our gateway, our network gateway, we're going to use the secondary DNS from Google to speed up things. Okay, I'll show you that when we're ready. SQL services, SQL ports. This we're not going to worry about because we're going to actually add our ports into our Windows firewall. But if you don't want to do that, you can use this SQL ports. WSUS report, which will allow us to clean up and report to our WSUS server with our normal servers. Okay, sort folders. I showed you this before. This is a really nice thing to have, and all it does is, let's say that I've set up my operating systems, applications, or my out-of-box drivers in a certain order, and I want them in alphabetical order. What this does is it grabs all the folders and puts them in alphabetical order for you. Okay, we're going to steal that. All right, now SQL. We're going to go to SQL Server. Okay, now I did put this link up here at the top, right? This one here we don't want. You can see it's only 6.1 megs. We want the full version. So I put the link for the full SQL Express version, 64-bit, right below that. So save as, go to Prereqs, SQL Server, SQL Express, and save. Okay, good. While we're there, we're going to go SQL Server, SQL Express. We're going to double click that. Yes. It's going to ask us where we want to extract it. We're going to extract it to the folder we're in. There we go. Just like that. You can close this. Shift and delete that. I'm going to highlight all of this, cut, paste it here, and then I'm going to delete that folder. Okay. So now we just have the setup exe and everything's good in our SQL Express folder. All right. SQL Management Studio. Copy that link. Just like that. You'll see the newest version right here, free download, SQL Management Studio. Now, if by the time I release this video and you see a new one, there's a preview, but maybe they'll come up with a full version. I don't know. But this is the one we want right now, 18.12.1. So save as, go to SQL Server, SQL Management Studio, and save as. Okay. Let it go. And then our SQL reporting services, copy that, paste, details, you'll see, there we go, save as, SQL Server, reporting services, save. And now we're going to go to SQL updates, copy that, paste it. You'll see Server 2019, SQL Server 2019 is what we're looking at. Latest GDR, latest cumulative update. I actually download both of these, so I'm going to click on that one, the GDR. Okay, go down here, and that will say Microsoft Download Center. Click download the package now. There we go. Download, save as, go to SQL Server, go to updates. Okay, and like I said, if you look, if you look, that was our, I believe, latest GDR, maybe? We'll find out here in a second. Was that our GDR? Yes, it was. Okay, so then we're going to go back here to our cumulative update. All right, and same thing. You're going to go down to the bottom. It's going to say how to obtain it. Right there's for Windows, cumulative update 18. Click on that. Save as, updates, latest CU for cumulative update, and save that. Okay, we're going to close this window. So now we're downloading the Newest updates for that GDR and the cumulative update are downloading. Now we're going to go to our tools, okay? Now, you can either go through, and what I've done is in the prereqs under tools, capture, and ADMX, I've placed all the policy definitions that you'll need for things like BitLocker, Chrome, Google, Outlook, Office. Everything's in here for you, okay? NetBanner, whatever you need. Legacy, MSS, Edge, Mozilla, they're all here, okay? Now, you can either use these, which I've already downloaded all these for you, or you can go through and you can download each of these updates and then extract the ADMX and ADML files. It's up to you. So, but I've put the links there just in case. So we've already got everything that we need to do in the ADMX folder is done. The next thing is CM Trace, okay? Now, in the CM Trace is actually inside of Configuration Manager, the newest version. So I've copied that there. You'll see our exe download. And now this is pretty large, and we only need one file from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Prereqs, I'm going to go to Tools, Capture, CM Trace. And I'm going to save that Configuration Management installer, which is fairly large, but it doesn't take very long to download. Okay, and almost done. There we go. Okay, and what I'm going to do is go into CM Trace. I'm going to right click. I'm going to click Open in 7-zip. I'm going to go to SMMS Setup. I'm going to go to Tools, and you'll see CM Trace right here. And all I'm going to do is extract that file, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to Shift click and delete that. All I needed was the CM Trace file. Okay, and to verify, I'm going to right click, Properties, Details, 5.00.9078.1000, and that's exactly what I have here. Okay, good stuff. All done. Okay, now the .NET Framework runtimes for 6.0. I'm going to copy this, open up browser, okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to get the ASP core runtime, the desktop runtime, and the .NET runtime, okay, just those three. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the 64-bit Windows versions. So you can see Windows x64, click on that, save as, go to DNF, just make sure we have the right version. Remember, I put 6.0.10, so it is 6.0.10. Next one, Windows x64, save as, place that there, and then the last one is Windows x64, just like that, save as. And now we've got all three of our files, and you'll see that our install bat runs all three of those files and installs them, runs them through the hide bat VBS, and we'll be good when we're in our operating system. Now, Edge for business, we're going to download the newest version of Edge so that we can update ours in the thing. So let's make sure we have the newest version, 107.0.1418.35. Click download, accept and download, save as, capture, Edge, and save. Just like that. Okay. Our image state reset is already there. That's something that I've placed in here, and this will allow us to bypass certain things so that our image is generalized before it gets sysprepped. Okay. PowerShell 7. So we're going to go here, PowerShell 7 releases. Okay. Make sure we're at the newest version, 7.2.7. We don't want an RC release candidate. We want a full version. Okay. So make sure it is a full version. You're going to go down here and you're going to look for the new versions. So show all 29 assets there and look for the Win64 X the MSI there. Okay, save as, go to capture, PowerShell 7. Okay, save. Now if the newer version comes out while you're downloading this, you can change that here. Okay. Now, in my last videos, we used some older versions of Visual C++ runtimes. In this video, we're just going to use the newest approved or supported versions, which is, as you can see, so 2015 through 2022 is one version. Then you have 2013, 2012, and then 2010, as you can see, and anything lower is no longer supported. So we're just going to do 2012 and above. Okay, and the way we're going to download these is we're going to download them in a certain order. So 2012, and I'm going to copy that file name, just like that. Okay, and that's our 64-bit version. We're going to click here, save as. I'm going to go to capture, VCC, and I'm going to paste that file name because we're going to be using these same file names when we install. Okay, copy for the x86 version, save as. Good. Let's go to 2013, 64-bit, just like that. Copy. That's our 64. So right here, save as, paste. Here's our 32-bit version, x86. Save as. Go down here to 2012, 64. Or, sorry, 2015, 64. There we go. And the last one, 2022, x86. And save as. Okay. And just to verify, we'll go into our VCC, and there they all are. Okay. Perfect. All right. We're going to get into our deployment now. And I believe when we went into our tools deploy, we already got our 7-zip, right? Okay. So now we're going to go to our Adobe, copy link. There we go. Select operating system. I'm going to select Windows 11. Language, English. Select version. And let's make sure we have the right version. 20263. 20263. Download. Save as. Go to Tools, Deploy, Adobe Reader, and save there. Okay? And that way we know that we have the right install command. Okay? BG info, we already moved those, but I have the background files that I'm going to use. So you're going to copy that first imager link. We're going to save this as, go to deploy. We're going to go to BG info serve. I'm going to call this image200.jpg. Okay. And then the next one I'm going to call image201, as you can see right here. Save as image201.jpg. Okay, that was in our BG info serve, so I'm going to go to deploy, BG info serve, and I'm going to highlight both of those. And I'm going to copy, go to BG info workstation, and paste those there as well. Now, this image 200 is for servers, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to deploy. I'm going to go to reg serve, right? I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to rename this to lockscreen.jpg. I'll go back to tools again, go to BG info workstation, click on 201, copy, go to deploy, reg win 10 and reg 11. We're going to do that. So I'm going to paste that here, rename, lock screen, and I'm going to copy this to regwin 11. Okay, so there we go. We've got our lock screen and our BG info background. We're all set. All right, Google Chrome. Copy that link, just like this. Go down here, go to stable, MSI, 64-bit. Let's verify our version, 8888, good. Click download, accept and download, save as, deploy, Chrome, and save. Okay, good. We've already got our convert to enterprise. Not worried about that, right? Firefox, we're going to copy, just like that. We're going to go to MSI installer, save as, deploy, Firefox. Let's see, 106.0.5. Okay, so you can see that's a new version. So I'm going to change that there, and I'm going to change that there. All right, boom, just like that. All right, Java SE. There we go. 351. We're going to go to the 64-bit offline version. Save as. We're going to go to deploy, Java SE, and just save that there. We're only worried about the 64-bit version. If you want both, you can download the offline 32-bit version here as well. And I placed the installation strings there. Notepad++, I believe we already added to the folder. There it is, good. Office 365, so this is a special one I'm going to show you. We're going to go here to the Office Deployment Tool, Details, 20208. There we go. Click Download, Save As. Let's go to Deploy, Office 365, Save. And now what we'll do is we'll open up that folder, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to extract here. Okay. I'm going to delete the Office Deployment Tool, and I'm going to delete the 3 XML files, and I only want to leave the 365-x64. So delete those. We can empty the recycle bin if we want. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this, and I'm going to open with Notepad, and I'm going to go down here to the bottom, and I'm going to remove these remarks with the trailing as well. See that? Okay, so you're going to remove this, remove that, delete, and delete. Click Save. So now we've accepted the end user license agreement. We've got the current channels and the auto activate equals 1. You can close this. And now what we're going to do is, while we're here, we're going to right click, open in terminal. We can do that. Okay. Or if you want to open up terminal as admin, that's fine too. I'll show you how to do that. So you right click here, terminal admin, that's fine. You can say, highlight that, click copy. You can say CD and go to that folder. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say setup.exe, since we're in PowerShell, / setup.exe / download configuration, / configuration Office 365, just like that. Okay, press enter, and you should see an Office folder show up here in just a moment. And what it's going to do is it's going to start downloading. Okay, once it's done, it's going to be around 3.8 gigabytes, and the PowerShell will come back. And while we're waiting for that, we already copied our lock screen to our registry edits. I showed you how to do that. And while Office is downloading, we're going to do Report Viewer. So copy the link for Report Viewer, go down here to Download, Save As, Deploy, go to Report Viewer, Save. Okay. And if we go back one, you'll see related resources. You see these CLR types? That's the next thing we're going to download. Okay. So I've got both links here, but you can actually click this and click on the three dots, click keep anyway, save as. Okay. And this is the x86 version. So we want to change the name. You're going to copy this right here, just like that. For x86, click Save. We'll highlight this name, just like that, because it's the x64. Click on x64, three dots, keep anyway, save as, and paste. Okay, just like that. Okay, start menu we're not worried about for right now, because we're going to show you how to do that in a video coming up. Visual Studio Code. We're going to go here, and then we'll go to the bottom, okay, down here where it says System Installer. We're going to click on 64-bit. It's going to automatically start. We're going to look at the version 1730, 1730, good. Click on Deploy, VS Code, and Save. Okay, now VMware Workstation. It's what I use, and it actually offers a 30-day evaluation. That's full, functional. It's good. So we're going to download that, save as. Okay, we're going to go Prereqs, VMware Workstation, save. Okay, now you can install that. I've already installed it on my machine, and of course I've licensed it, but you can use that for a full 30 days and be good. So 2.4.2.4, we're good there. Okay. All right, next thing's next, the ADK. Now, if you have the ADK installed on your machine right now, I would suggest uninstalling it and then reinstalling it after we're done with the download. And the reason why is if you try to double click the executables that we're going to use or the MSIs, it's going to say, hey, this is already installed. You have to remove it before installing it. So we'll go here, copy link, and you'll see this is the download and install the Windows ADK. Now the top link is the 22H2. Now we are going to be deploying 22H2, but the 22H2 ADK has some problems. So we're going to go down here. We're going to download this version in other ADK downloads. This will allow us to still download and deploy and capture our Windows 10 and Windows 11 22H2, but it doesn't have the issues that the new ADK has. So what we'll do is we're going to copy these links just like that. These are direct links. Okay, we'll go to Prereqs, we'll go to Windows ADK, ADK for Windows 11, save, and same thing, WinPE, just like that. Okay, give that a moment. PE add-on. Okay, and all these is downloaders. So let's see if our Office is done. Okay, Office is done. Good. So what we'll do is we'll go to our Prereqs Windows ADK folder, ADK for Windows 11. I'm going to right click. I'm going to run this as administrator. Yes. Okay. It's going to say download to a certain path, and I'm going to actually highlight the same path we're in. I'm going to paste that. Next. No. Next. Just like that. And it's going to download the entire thing. Okay. Give that a few moments. And I'll pause this and come back when that's done. Okay, that one's done. Let's go to our Windows PE add-on. Right click, run as administrator again. Yes. We're going to highlight this, copy the path, click download, paste that path. next, no, and accept. Okay. And we'll come back when that's done too. Okay, that one's done. So close. Now we're going to go to driver packs, okay? So I'm using an HP driver pack because I'm deploying to HP machines. You can see I have a nice little HP EliteBook X360 830G8 laptop here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use as a example. So we're going to copy this link, which is where HP stores all their driver packs for their machines. Now, if you want to know the exact make and model of your machine, you can open up your run command, CMD, you can type wmic computer system, get manufacturer. You can see I have an HP, and then you can say get model. And of course, I have the Omen 30L desktop, GTI 13, whatever. Okay, you can do that with all of your machines, and that way you know exactly what to place in your out-of-box driver area for model. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look for this HP EliteBook G8, and I'm going to copy this just to the G8 portion. Click up here, click on Find on Page, highlight that, and there it is. Okay, so you can see X830 Notebook PC. This is our Windows 11 updates, and this is our Windows 10. So we're going to grab both. Okay, so that one first. Save as. This is our Windows 11. So we're going to prereqs. We're going to go to driver packs, HP, Windows 10, or sorry, Windows 11. There, I've already placed a folder for you guys. Save. Then our Windows 10. Okay. Save as. Windows 10. Same folder. Save. You always want to separate these just in case there are incompatibilities. Okay. So give that a few moments because we're going to extract those with 7-zip as well. Okay. Go over here to Windows Driver Packs, HP. We'll wait for that to be downloaded. While that's doing that, we can actually go here. We want a tool from the Windows SDK called Orca. Okay. Now, Orca allows us to open up MSI files and get a lot of information. So I have Orca on my machine here. And let's say that I open up one of my, go to Tools, Deploy. Let's see what would be a good one to open up that has a nice MSI on it. Report Viewer. There we go. Okay, so if I open up Report Viewer, just like that, okay, and it shows up here. If I go to the Properties value, it'll allow me to see a whole bunch of information that I might not have known about. So I'm going to highlight that. If I want to install it to all users, I can, this is at the command line, I can actually say all users equals 0 and it'll only install it for me. You can see different things that install level is enabled with use finish dialog. You can click 0 if you want. Just a whole bunch of open readme when it's installed. You can say 0. Just a whole bunch of things here. Okay, so it's nice to have. It tells you the product version, the product name. It's a nice tool to have, and I always install it on my workstations. Okay, our driver packs are installed, so I'm going to shift, click extract here with 7-zip. Okay, there we go, and I'm going to shift delete just that executable and keep these files here. Go here, HP, Windows 11. The next one, shift right click, 7-zip, extract here. There we go. Okay, almost done. And there we go. Okay, shift, delete. That way it doesn't go to the recycle bin. Okay, close that. So now that we're going to grab our Orca tool, and I'll show you, we're only going to grab these 3 cab files and the Orca installer. So you can see we have the newest SDK here and download the ISO. So I have a direct link to the ISO here for you guys. You can just place that there, save as, go to Prereqs, SDK, and save that there. Okay. We'll give that a few moments. Okay. Close the Office folder. Go here. We're almost done with our prereqs, and then I'll get to the good parts, okay, in the next video. Okay, that's done. So we're going to mount this by double clicking on it. Click open. Okay, go to installers, and we're going to grab the Orca MSI. So just click on there and click type O, and boom, the first one that comes up, just like that. Open up the prereqs folder again, Windows SDK, Orca, place that, copy paste, and now we're going to look for these files. Okay, so pretty simple. Just go to search installers 838, or sorry, 838, just like that. Type, boom, there's our first cab, and paste. Click on that, A35, there's our second one. Copy, paste, and FE38B2, and copy and paste. And that's pretty much all we need from there. So go to this PC and unmount that ISO or eject it. Boom, just like that. Okay, and the last one we're going to need is our WinPE drivers. Okay, and the newest one that I downloaded was 2.30. Let's verify that that's still correct. So we copy that link. We look here, WinPE 1011 2.30, and there's our SP, our file. Save as, prereqs, Windows PE drivers, HP 230, and save. Go there, shift right click, 7-zip, extract here, and done. You can shift delete so it doesn't go to the recycle bin, and close. And that's pretty much it for our prerequisites. That's all we need. Our prereqs folder is ready to go. We can close our browser. Okay. And in our next video, we'll start up our VMware workstation. And I'm going to go to our prereqs again. I'm going to go to notes. I'm going to go to steps. And then I'm going to right click on our commands. I'm going to open that with Notepad so it stays open there. So I have Notepad with our commands we're going to be needing, and I have our steps that we're going to be following. And I'll see you in the next video.